Hey y'all, it's your girl Symone and welcome back to my channel. If y'all can see by the title, today is another story time. Before we get into this video, y'all already know what to do. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. Make sure you like this video. Help me get to 150k. Like this video, push me out. Follow me on all my socials, Instagram, Vivalayoshii, TikTok, and Twitter at LifeWithSymone. And let's get straight into this video. Y'all, so this story took place back when I was in college. This is another one of my college dating experiences. I feel like when I was in college, I had so many dating experiences because like I was lost. I didn't want to be in a relationship, but I did want to find love, but I was scared, but I didn't think people wanted to be in a relationship. It was a lot going on. So anyway, so yeah, this was one of a time. Anyway, so yeah. So y'all remember the story time when I talked about, it was titled, Boy, How Did You Find Me? And in the beginning, we was at the boy that I named Rod at his friend house or whatever. So yeah, this boy Rod had posted a picture, right? Y'all, it's funny because I know y'all probably like, girl, ain't this how you met an enemy? Chill out, chill out. So anyway, so Rod had posted a picture on Instagram. It was a hood day or whatever, and he posted a whole, like a group photo, right? So then after he posted the photo, you know when you looking at the pictures and stuff, I'm looking like, oh, okay, they looking nice on the hood day. It wasn't his hood day, it was a different hood day that he was at. So then he posted another photo with him and probably like 4 other people. So I see the same boy in this picture. So I'm like, okay, I see him. So then he posted another picture with just him and the boy. So I was like, all right, this is the Lord telling me, girl, you want that man, go get him. So I'm not the type, like, I don't know, I be nervous. I'm scared of rejection. So I don't like really directly shoot my shot, but I kind of shoot it indirect. So I end up hitting a Rod and I'm like, who is that? So he like, who is who? So I was like, who's that? So he was like, damn sis, like laughing my ass off, you want him or whatever. So I was like, don't do too much. He was like, I'll tell the homie. He was like, but I'm not with him right now. I was just with him. He was like, but I'll tell him. You want me to tell him? Like, I'll tell him. I was like, no, don't do that. So he was all like, what, you want to tell him yourself? So I'm like, nah. I'm like, just what's his Instagram? So he was like laughing my ass off. This here his IG or whatever. So I'm asking him questions. I'm like, do he got a girlfriend? Do he got this? He like, nah, he ain't got no girlfriend. He a young fly nigga. Like, get with, like, go get him. Like, go get him or whatever. So I'm like, I don't know. I'm like, I'm gonna just follow him. And I'm like, and probably like a picture or two. I'm like, if he hit me up, then we could go from there. But I'm not finna hit him up. So he was like, man, just go hit him up. I'm like, nah. So I ended up following him or whatever. Liked the picture. He didn't really have any pictures on his page. So I liked the picture or whatever because a lot of his pictures was group photos. So I'm like, let me find one where it's just him. So I liked the picture and ain't nothing happened. Mind you, he had to approve me and he followed me back. So I'm just like, whatever it is, what it is. I'm not even thinking about it no more. So later that night, he ended up hitting me up. I had a DM from him and I had a DM from Rod. So I'm thinking like, Rod, like, what you doing? So Rod ended up hitting me up and he was all like, I told the homie you want him. And I was like, why would you do that? I was so irritated because I'm like, why would you tell him that? He was like laughing my ass off. I was with him and when you had followed him, like when I had seen him, he asked me because he seen we was mutuals and he was like, who is this? So I told him like, that's my sister or whatever. Yeah, she was asking about you. So I'm like he's so annoying. So I ended up replying to the boy because he was just like, what's up or whatever. So I was like, hey, like, I don't know, like, I don't know what to say or whatever. So I'm just like, hey, what's up with you? Like, and he was like, cut the chase, little mama. I heard you want me. Yeah, not him. He was full-fledged with it. So I'm thinking like, okay, like he getting straight to the point. So let's go ahead and just get his boy name, by the way. So we're gonna call him Rick because he reminded me of white boy Rick for obvious reasons. So, yeah, he, what happened? Yeah, so he was like, let's cut the chase. I heard you want me or whatever. So I was like laughing myself. Rod is so funny. Like, I said you look good or whatever. Like, you know, but like, don't do too much. So he was just like, nah, you cute too or whatever. So what's your name? He asked me questions. ASL. He didn't say ASL, whatever, but you know. Yeah, so I'm just telling him my name, you know, where city I live in and all this other stuff like that. So I start asking him questions like that. I'm like, wait, do you got a girlfriend? Because you got to ask people. Because if you don't and you just assume, then they pop out with a girlfriend and be like, well, you didn't ask me. Like, you didn't. And he'd be like, you could have disclose that information to me. But anyway, so yeah, so I asked him, he like, nah, he ain't got no girlfriend. He was like, he do got a daughter. He was like, but he ain't got no, other than that, he ain't got shit else going on. So I was like, okay, like, how old is your daughter? He telling me or whatever. He asked me, I'm like, I ain't got no kids. So anyway, I asked him another question and he ended up, mind you, we're asking each other questions back and forth. So I asked him another question. I forgot what I asked him, but he gonna say to me, damn, is you the fed to something? You asking a whole lot of questions. You're asking me questions as well. It's not like I was just like, what you doing? What's your name? Where you from? What's your sign? What's your birthplace? What's your birth name? What's your mama's name? What's your grandma? I was not asking him questions like that. Like, chill the fuck out. So that kind of like threw me off because I'm thinking like, he already getting on my nerves. So I didn't reply to the message or whatever. Like I seen the message go across my screen, so I never even opened it. And I guess he could probably tell because we was going back real consistent. So after that, he was just like, LOL, what's your number? So I'm like, let me give him my number. So I gave him my number. He started texting me. He called me and he like, yeah, I want to see you. So I'm like, oh, okay, like, you know, when you want to see me or whatever. So he's like, what you doing right now? Not about to see you. One thing I hate about like, it really depends. You got to catch me in a certain time, because it be times where it's like I could just meet somebody and it be like, let's link in about, okay. Or it could be times where it could be like, are you dumb? Like, no. Oops. I'd be like, are you dumb? Like, I want to get to know you first, see if I even could link with you. Like, could we talk or whatever like that? So, yeah, I was like, no, I can't link right now. I got class in the morning. So he asked me like, oh, you in school? Okay, like, what you going to school for? So I'm like, letting him know. And it's just crazy to me now that you're asking me questions about what school I go to and what I go for, when you just called me the feds for probably asking you what color is your drawers. I don't know. But it just was just like, how ironic. But anyway, so we talking or whatever. So he was like, what about tomorrow? He was like, we could go grab some lunch or whatever when you get out of class. So I was like, oh, he coming correct. That works for me, because right now you trying to pull up at like 10 p.m. ain't gonna work for me. So I'm like, okay, that's cool. So he like, yeah, I'm gonna hit you tomorrow or whatever like that. Or he told me to hit him. I don't know, vice versa. But I wasn't gonna hit him. I was gonna let him hit me. So yeah. So the next day come, I go to school or whatever. I'm posting pictures at school. And then when I came home, he texted me good morning. But it was just like a good morning. He like, have a good day at school. That's about it. Conversation didn't go nowhere. So I told him what time I got out of school or whatever. So I'm at home now. He didn't hit me up or nothing like that. Like, let's say I got out of school at 1 o'clock. It's 1:02. I have not heard from him. Like, where's Waldo? Where's Rick? So I'm like, whatever. Like, he probably forgot or whatever. And I wasn't about to hit him, because I did think he looked good, but like, I didn't care too much to like press that issue. I don't know. I was weird. Maybe I just wanted like somebody to text with or something. I have no idea. Anyway, so I'm at home and I'm posting pictures. And yes, I'm gonna put the picture in, because y'all be eating me up. Talk about something. I hate when you say you're gonna put the picture in, but y'all look, they're gonna picture. I'm posting pictures, I'm posting videos and stuff like that, and I'm just looking cute with my orange hair. I went to school. I made sure I went to school looking cute that day, just in case if he would have been like, oh, I could pick you up from school, or I could whatever. Like, I'm making sure I look cute or whatever. And y'all, this is around the time when it was like an off again situation with Crazy. So this is that time when I was in school, because I went to school consistently for like, let's say 2 years straight. Yeah, and then I stopped. I took probably like a year break and then went back, and then I just stopped. So this is, yeah, that time. So anyway, where am I? Oh yeah, so anyway, so yeah, he ended up hitting me up. He's seeing the photos. He's seeing the pics. He hit me up. So he was just like, where you at? Like, are you at home already? Like, are you still at school? Boy, you know I'm at home. I told you I get out at 1 o'clock. It is 1:05 right now. What the fuck is you talking about? So he like, all right, I'm about to come pull up on you. Like, you still want us to go eat or whatever like that? So I'm like, yeah. So he like, what's your address or whatever like that? I give him an address to next door, and I thought about it, like, he's gonna see me walk out of my house. It makes no fucking sense, but it is what it is. So anyway, and plus, just so I always be thinking like, what if somebody go through his phone and they got my address? They just gonna be knocking on the wrong door. Like, I'll be 2 steps ahead of you. While you knocking on the neighbor's door, I'm gonna come up behind you and whoop your ass, because why are you looking for me? But anyway, so he ended up pulling up. He tell me he outside. So I walk outside, y'all. I'm going to go get in the front seat. Mind you, his car is tinted up. Why the window rolled down just like a little bit, smoke coming out the window, and I'm already automatically knowing clearly it's somebody in the passenger seat, because why else would he roll the window down that low? I guess to let me know like, oh, somebody in the passenger seat. So I still played dumb and went up to that passenger seat. So I opened the door and the door was locked. I tried to open it, it's locked. The boy rolled the window all the way down, and he like, oh, you gotta get in the back seat real quick, get in the back seat. So he like, I'm sorry, little baby, you gonna end up getting in the front in a minute. We just gotta drop him off. So I'm like, oh, okay, it's cool. So I end up getting in the back, right? But mind you, when I was about to, the boy that was in the passenger seat, small fucking world. So remember that story time I did? I forgot what I named the girl, which I do need to remember, because I got more story times about her. So remember that time when I went with the girl that I named Kiera, and we went to Santa Monica Pier, and she was acting so weird? My eye keep twitching, and I don't know if y'all can notice it or not, but I really hope not. But yeah, remember when we went to Santa Monica Pier, and we was meeting up with the girl that we was in the car with, and it was her boo. So that's who was in the passenger seat, the boy that she was talking to. I forgot if I gave him a name or what I named him, but yeah, he was the one in the passenger seat. So I'm already like, you know him. But anyway, so I hop in the car or whatever. So he was like, what's up? Let me take a look at you. And he looking at me and he like, okay, I see you, orange. You looking good with your orange hair or whatever. So I'm like, thank you. So he like, yeah. He was all like, dang, I ain't even gonna lie. Like, I ain't even know like you was gonna be like looking that good. So the boy in the passenger seat started laughing. He was like, yeah, cause bro said if you looked ugly, if you ain't look like your pictures, he was gonna drive off. So he laughing. Mind you, we're driving at this point. He's laughing and he like, nah, bro, I did say that thing. I did say that shit. He was like, I would have drove off. I would have been like, skirt. Mind you, he's driving and he like, skirt, and push the brakes. Like, he going and pushing the brake like, yeah, I would have drove off like, skirt, skirt. If you was ugly, if you didn't look like your pictures, I would have been drove the fuck off. Cause Rod, he be having a, when he say somebody his sis, he be trying to like really pump them up sometimes. They don't be looking like what they look like. So I'm just sitting there like, do I laugh? The fuck? Or should I smile? Should I be happy that you think I look cute? I don't know. So I'm like, oh, that's crazy. He was like, yeah. And so the other boy that was in the passenger seat, he turned around, he turned all the way around, and he was like, bro, I told you I knew her. I knew her. So he jammed on the brakes. And I'm thinking like, this nigga jam on brakes one more time and I get whiplash. I'm hopping out and I'm running home. So he jammed on the brakes and he like, wait, y'all know each other. How you know the homie? He looking at me, but mind you, he started driving again, whole head turned like that. How you know the homie? Nigga, watch the road. So he like, bro, not like that, not like that. Like, I know her from this girl that I was effing with, like this girl I was messing with or whatever. He was like, that was her home girl. Like, she came by and she was on something. He was like, remember such and such? I don't remember what I named her, but he like, remember such and such? So he like, oh yeah, I remember her. Why you stuck with her? So he like, man, that bitch be crazy. She was hitting my baby mama up. She was doing some weird shit. Like, now she try to be best friends with my baby mama. She be babysitting my son and she do some weird shit. So I'm just like, the fuck? He like, my bad, let me not talk too much because you probably already know the whole get down, that's your friend. So I'm like, that's not my friend, because that was not my friend. And y'all, like I said, it's more story time. Not to say like, and I'm like, you're not a girl's girl, because you could have still just held it down. That girl didn't fucking like me. So I'm like, that's not my friend. So I started laughing. He was like, nah, I gotta peep that, because if y'all was friends, I was gonna say like, she must not like you or something like that. Y'all must got a little beef. And he was like, yeah, but she was acting real weird. He was like, such and such. And he said, I don't know if I had gave that boy name. Remember the boy that gave me a ride home? Mind you, our talking was literally nothing at all. So he like, yeah, she was trying to talk to him, and he was like, mind you, clearly all of this stuff is not that far off. Like, it didn't happen that long ago. Probably like, what, 2-3 months ago? So he was like, yeah, he was trying to talk, like, such and such was trying to talk to her, and he was like, but she was being so fucking weird. Like, I don't even know why she was doing that. That was crazy. And he like, wait, you talked to such and such. He said the boy name. So I'm like, nah, like, we text or whatever, like, it didn't go nowhere. He's like, nah, I don't really care anyway. I don't know that nigga like that, no way. He was like, and plus, my homie, like, my real homeboy got beef with him. So even if you did talk to him now, it would have been like, oh, it's up, I got your bitch, nigga. What? So already this conversation is going a little bit like, but I'm used to being around hood dudes, so it wasn't really like, I'm just really sit back and observing. I'm like, okay. And then when he said, and what was really throwing me off was that he was saying the N-word. I was just like, Rick, calm down now. But you know what? I don't know. He said that he had some black in him. I don't know. So anyway, so yeah, I'm just like, oh, okay, like, yeah. So he was like, yeah, but we finna go drop this ninja off, and then we gonna go get something to eat. He was like, what type of food you want, little mama? Like, what's your favorite type of food? So I'm like, Mexican food. So he like, oh, okay, I know a perfect spot. I know some shit that you, I know a good ass spot. So I'm like, okay, I'm thinking like, oh, okay, I'm gonna give me the best wet bean and cheese burrito I've ever ate in my life, right? So we driving, and we ended up pulling up to, well, before we pulled up to old boy house, he cut down the music, and he was like, hey, and he turned all the way around. He was like, hey. And I'm like, what? Because don't be A-ing me. He like, don't you tell nobody where I live at. Mind you, this not the same house that old girl had picked him up from. But he was like, yeah, don't be telling nobody where I live at. I said, who am I tell where you live? He's like, I don't know who you know. And I was like, but who cares to know where you live? And he was like, I'm just saying, like, you could know some ninjas or whatever, and they'd try to come run up on me or whatever and try to rob the crib. He lift his chain up. You didn't even have a car. But anyway, so he like, they try to come rob me or whatever. He's like, but yeah, just don't tell nobody where I live. I said, well, you do the same. You don't let nobody know where I live either. He said, Now, why would somebody want to know where you live? And you gave us the next door neighbor house anyways. He was like, I was going to say something about that. Like, we didn't see her coming out her house. So I'm just like laughing or whatever. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, but y'all don't tell nobody where I live at, okay? Because I'm like, I don't want y'all to have somebody try to run up and come rob the crib. So he laughing. And then oh boy was like, where you from? And I'm like, I'm not from nowhere. He like, well, why would you say come rob the crib? I'm like, you literally just said that. I'm like, I'm copying you. So he like, bro, I told you she funny as fuck. And I'm just thinking like, the fuck? I don't know. I'm really just observing like, interesting. So anyway, we end up dropping him off or whatever. I get in the front seat and mind you, when we drop him off, I'm getting out the car in the front seat. Oh, boy was like, get in the front, little baby. Don't be sitting in the back. I ain't your chauffeur. The door is open. Did you think I needed air? So anyway, I get in the front seat. So he like, yeah, I'm gonna take you somewhere real good. You gonna love it, right? We driving, y'all. Tell me why we pull up to California Fish Grill. Look, don't get me wrong. I love me some California fish grill. I love fish grill. I love it down. I get the same thing over and over again for years. But, however, you asked me what type of food I like. I said Mexican, and you said I'm going to take you somewhere really good. This is a fish place. This is not a Mexican restaurant. And I'm just like, huh, mind you, I'm not tripping because, okay, I'm about to give me some garlic butter salmon. So I'm not tripping, but it was just the fact that it was like, I don't know if he comprehend right. Like, what's up with him? But anyway, he was like, yeah, you ever been here before? Who hasn't? So I'm like, yeah, I've been here before. So he was like, okay. So we go up in there. He was like, yeah, you already know what you want. I know what I want. Like, I be getting the same shit, but then I be switching it up. Like, what you be getting? So I'm telling him like, oh, I want the salmon with rice, double rice, but I want some zucchini on the side and I want the garlic butter. So he was like, nah, look, you should really try this. Like, you should try this. So I'm like, oh, nah, I don't want that. Like, I want what I said I want. So he like, all right, you missing out. So mind you, this nigga ain't even order that. He ain't even order what he just told me to order. So anyway, we order our food, whatever. And I was like, we gonna eat it here or we gonna eat it somewhere else? And he was like, we gonna eat it here. I told you we going for lunch. Excuse me. So I'm like, oh, okay. Like, I'm just making sure because I mean, I don't know, I'm just making sure. So we end up sitting down, we eating our food or whatever, we talking, he just staring at me. He was just like, yeah, like, I really just can't believe it. I'm like, you can't believe what? He was like, I can't believe, like, what made you do orange hair? Y'all, something about a white man speaking on a black woman's hair that was pissing me off. And no, I'm just kidding. Let me stop, because he was not, like, I don't know. He was real hood. He was, let me stop. It's not giving Malibu's Most Wanted. Like, he did look like he was mixed a little bit. Maybe. Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. So anyway, so I'm like, what? He was like, what made you do orange? I'm like, oh, you don't like my orange hair? I got defensive as hell because this is when I first started, like, playing around with frontals and stuff. So I'm like, you can't see this lace? You most definitely could. So I'm like, you don't like my hair? He was like, nah, I like it. It's different. He was like, you know what it remind me of? I'm like, what? He was like, it remind me of the OMG girls. Remember the OMG girls back in the day? I kind of got pissed off because, y'all, in my head, I had mental beef with Zanique because my man wanted her. So I'm already like, don't be bringing up bitches I don't fuck with. Y'all, let me stop. I love him, though. But anyway, so I'm like, yeah, the fuck? What is you trying to do right now? But no, I'm like, oh, okay. Continue to eat my food. So he was like, yeah, he was like, but yeah, I want to spend the whole day with you if that's fine. Like, you ain't got nothing to do tomorrow, right? So I'm like, nah, I'm free. Like, we can spend the whole day together. So he like, all right, cool. He was like, but oh, fuck. Oh, hold on. I gotta take this. Mind you, literally how my phone is black right now, literally how my phone is black, I gotta take this. It was nothing on the screen. He was like, I gotta take this. Hold on, I'll be right back. So he get up. He like, make sure nobody come touch my food. Who gonna come touch your food? Like, somebody just gonna run up and touch him. Like, oop, my dibs. Like, who's gonna run up and... Anyway, he goes off. He go on the phone. He over there, mind you, he clearly called somebody because nobody called him. So I'm just eating. I'm just like, this boy kind of strange. He cool though. He could keep a conversation, but he a little bit weird. So he ended up coming back eventually. And he was like, you gonna be mad at me? And I'm like, what? He was like, I gotta go. Like, I gotta go right now. So I was like, oh, where do you gotta go? Because how he's saying it, I'm kind of confused. I'm like, you drove me here. What you mean you gotta go? What do you mean you gotta go? You taking me home, right? So he was like, yeah, I gotta go. Mind you, we at the fish grill in Culver City. So I'm like, oh, what happened? Because what? So he was like, yeah, nah, work calling. You know, I'm the type of person, I work. He was like, my job, I kind of gotta be there. You know, something like, And I'm like, on call? He's like, yeah, on call, yeah, pretty much like that. He was like, but yeah, I just gotta go right now. Like, I gotta go handle something. He was like, so you don't mind, right? He was like, but I still want to spend all day with you. He was like, but it's gonna be real quick, but I don't want to take you there. He was like, because we still getting to know each other, and I really don't want you all in my business. He was like, but we could still link later, right? So I'm like, yeah, you still gonna take me home, right? Because I'm thinking like, what's he finna say? Like, hop on a bus or a cab? So he was like, nah, I'm gonna take you home. Why would I not take you home? So I'm like, oh, I don't know. You may seem like you wasn't gonna take me home. Like, you gotta leave right now. He was like, nah, but we gotta leave right now. He's like, so I'm gonna get you a to-go container and we could leave. So I'm like, all right. So he give me the little thing. We leave. We get in the car. He driving, throwing up gang signs. Like, he doing the most. So he ended up getting back to my house and he was like, all right, I'm gonna see you later, okay, little mama, because I really gotta go right now. So I'm like, all right. But damn near not even out the door, that nigga drove off. Like, shroop, he left. So I'm like, whatever. I'm thinking he not finna hit me back. I'm like, yes, the orange hair. He don't really like it. And I really could care less at this point because, I mean, he cool and all, but he looked better on them photos too. But, I mean, he wasn't ugly or whatever, but I don't know. He was just something about him, and I wasn't wrong. So anyway, I'm not tripping. I'm still in the house, just recording, making videos, looking stupid as shit. That's why sometimes I be like, I'm gonna post a video or something, and then I go back and look at the video, and I forget how dumb I used to look, and I be like, oh, I can't post this. So anyway, I'm just making videos or whatever on Snap. I'm posting them on Instagram. He ends up hitting me up, and he was just like, I miss you. What? So he's like, I miss you. So I'm like, aw. Cause if I don't miss you, I'm not about to say it back. So I'm like, aw. So he like, yeah, I'm almost done with doing what I'm doing. He was like, but can I come pick you up? And I was like, oh, okay, sure. He was like, yeah, don't eat nothing. We could probably go get something to eat again or whatever like that. And I was like, okay. He like, what you got to taste for it? I'm like, it don't matter. Because it really don't matter because you're going to take me wherever the hell you want to go anyway. So anyway, he come and pick me back up, right? He was just like, yeah, I was running around, had to get some money or whatever. Like, you see that? Open that up right there. So I'm like, what? Like, you know, the middle counts. He like, open it up. So I opened it up. He's like, yeah, I had to go make some plays. Mind you, I opened it up, seen some money in there, and I seen a whole bunch of iPhones. So I said, oh, I know what he's on. Okay. He's like, yeah, I had to go make some plays or whatever. So I was like, oh, okay, that's cool. He like, yeah, If I wasn't up on game, I would have asked for a phone, but I was up on game, so I'm like, nah, I'm cool. So anyway, we driving around. We end up finally go to a Mexican spot. The tacos was good. It was like a little, like, you know when you go and it be like outdoors or whatever, and you just like pull up, them be the best tacos, or like the truck and stuff. So we ended up getting some. It was by the airport. So he was all like, yeah, I gotta go to where I'm staying at real quick. He's like, you don't mind coming with me? So I was like, yeah, I don't mind. Like, I mean, no, I don't mind or whatever. So he like, all right, cool. We go pull up to where he's staying at, and it's the Motel 6 by the airport. Y'all know the tall one. So I'm like, oh, this where you stay? I'm like, you live here? Mind you, no judgment zone, because he could be in like transition or whatever like that. So I'm like, oh, you stay here? So he like, no, I don't stay here. I'm just staying here tonight. So I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm like, start asking, like, so where do you live? He was like, I got somewhere I live at, but I'm staying here tonight. He's like, when I come to LA, I just be staying, like, I'll give me a quick little room or whatever if I feel like driving back home. So I was like, oh, okay. He was like, yeah, but I just gotta go in and go grab something real quick. He was like, but you could come with me. Like, you might as well just come up and come with me. So I was like, oh, no, it's cool. He was like, no, just come up and come with me, though, because it's just better. Like, I don't want you sitting in this car. You know, this is not the best little area. You know, I'll be just getting rooms anywhere. I don't know why I'd be doing that shit. So he's like, yeah, just... that's how I really be. And he told me like that's how he find people is by going to like shady little rooms and shit like that so he could find people. So I was like, oh, okay, whatever. So we end up going upstairs or whatever. I'm sitting in a little chair and he's just sitting on the bed. So he was like, okay, like, what's up? Like, you good or whatever? He started rolling up. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm good. I'm like, can I use the bathroom? So he like, go ahead, why would you ask? So I end up going to the bathroom. When I come back, he's sitting in the chair that I was sitting in. And he just twisting and turning in the chair. He's like, so, what you be doing? And I'm just thinking like, I could have swore I told you I'd be going to school. So he like, okay, yeah, all right. So he was like, you gonna spend a night with me? There you go. You blew it. So I'm like, nah, I ain't gonna spend the night with you. So he like, nah, it's no pressure. I'm not finna try to like force you to spend the night or nothing like that. But like, I was just asking if you was gonna spend the night with me. Cause if you was, like, that would have been cool. You know, I'm not really tripping or whatever. But like, if you not gonna spend the night with me, I'm not tripping either. So I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you're not making no sense. Like, so he like, nah. Like, you know, if you gonna spend a night, you're gonna spend a night. But if you're not gonna spend a night, you're not gonna spend a night. So I'm like, oh yeah, I'm not gonna spend a night. So he like, all right, but we could just chill up in here or whatever like that. Like, if you don't mind, like we could chill for real quick. Like somebody gonna come get something from me. So yeah, like if you don't mind. So I'm like, all right, cool. Like I'm not tripping. He's like, yeah, and after that we could go. Like we gonna go. So he ended up, he's like, I gotta take this call real quick. He stepped outside to get on the phone. Mind you, again, I gotta take this call. Nothing on the screen. I don't know why he's showing it to me. He go outside, he get on the phone. He ended up coming back. When he come back, he was like, you know what, look, I ain't even gonna wait for that nigga. He gonna take too long. You don't want to spend that. I don't want you feeling comfortable. Come on, let's just go. So I'm thinking like, why we gotta leave in a rush? I automatically kind of like jumped on game like, this is weird. It's something else. So I was like, oh, somebody finna come here or something like that. He like, what? Why would somebody come here? I told you I don't even live out here. Like, what the fuck? No. But he wouldn't tell me what city he live in. So he like, what the fuck? No, hell no, nothing like that. I just gotta go. Like, we just might as well leave real quick. You know what? Cause he gonna take forever. I don't even try to do all of that. Then I'm gonna get tired and feel like driving. Come on, let's just go. So I'm like, all right. So we end up leaving or whatever. And when we leaving, we pulling out the driveway and he's seeing like a car. So he like, hey, can you describe that car to me? So I'm like, it's black. It has, no. What type of car is it? Like, what color was the rims? Like, can you describe that car? Could you see the inside? Can you see who's inside the car? So I'm like, it looked like a guy and a girl's in there. But was the rims black? I'm like, yeah, the rims was black. Did they have like a little red in them? So I'm like, yeah. All right, let me just take you home. I was like, yeah, it was a dude driving and I could see a girl. Yeah, that's enough. I already know what I need to know. That's enough. Like, let's just go. So I'm thinking like, what the hell? I'm happy he is taking me home because clearly you into some shit with this dude and this girl. I don't know. So anyway, he ended up dropping me off at home. After that, we just like talked. He ended up telling me that he went back home and he was like working and stuff like that. We was just talking and stuff like that for like a cool minute. Nothing too major or whatever like that, y'all. So why he ended up coming, he was like, he coming back to LA like to go handle something, right? So I was like, all right, cool. So he was like, I'm gonna pick you up, like I just want to hang out with you. So I'm like, all right. He come pick me up, y'all. Why we pull up to a phone store? So I'm thinking like, maybe he gotta pay his phone bill. I don't know. He got out the car, he meet up with some people or whatever like that. Mind you, every time we would talk, it would be weird because like some days he'll text me, some days he'll DM me. Like it was just weird and I just went with I didn't really too much care because sometimes I'll be having a full conversation. Like I have one friend where we literally, we have each other number and we only text to like send each other random shit randomly maybe, but the whole time we literally just DM each other. I have no idea. But so I'm not thinking nothing of me and him DMing sometimes, me and him texting sometimes, right? So like sometimes he'll come like on my pictures, whatever like that. So anyway, we at the phone store. We put up to the phone store or whatever like that. So he got out the car. He talking to some people. They go inside. So he ended up coming back outside to the car. And he was like, what's your credit score look like? What, Rick? He like, what's your credit score look like? So I'm like, why? So he was like, what phone plan do you got? So I'm like, I got T-Mobile. So he like, oh, okay, you got T-Mobile and your phone in your name. So I'm like, yeah. He was like, you might be able to do it. I think you'll be able to do it. Mind you, me and him have never discussed me doing anything. So I'm like, be able to do what? So he was like, look, you got your ID on you? So at this point, I'm already knowing where he going with this. Even though I could just say no, I don't know. I just was like, no, I don't have my ID on me, even though I did. So he's like, you don't got your ID on you? I'm like, nah. He's like, why you don't have no ID on you? Like, that's crazy. You just leave the house with no ID? So I'm like, it was just real quick. Because mind you, he had hit me up and told me that he wanted me to ride with him and we was going to grab something to eat. And us grabbing something to eat just really be us grabbing something to eat. So I'm like, yeah, it was just quick. So he's like, fuck, damn, I could drive you back to your house. He's like, but then we're going to drive way back up over here. He was like, I'm going to need you to, baby, I'm going to need you to do me a favor. Baby, this is our second time linking. So I'm like, mind you, when we be talking, we don't even be talking like that. Like, we don't be talking on no, like, ooh, when I see you, I'm going to suck your toes, boy. Like, it don't never be that. So I'm like, baby. He like, baby, I'm going to need you to do something for me. So I'm just like, do what? And he was like, look, all you gotta do is, there's no big deal. I'm gonna give you some money and you're gonna go in there, you're gonna say you wanna open up a line with 4 phones, you want 4 new iPhones. And I was like, here we go. So I'm like, what? And he was like, no, okay, look, so you go in there, it's nothing you're doing wrong. You go in there, you say you want to open up a new account, I'm going to give you the money, you're going to get the phones, you're going to just have to put this down. After that, you give me the phones, and I'm going to give you $100. So I was like, no. And he was like, we not today, clearly, because you don't got your ID, and I don't even want to send you in there on that shit. He was like, but yeah. He was like, we gonna do it, like, fuck, maybe I might as well just go take, after they come out, we gonna go get your ID. So I'm like, I'm not doing that. So he was like, why you not doing it? So I was like, because, why would I, bro, I'm like, I don't want to get no iPhones in my name. I'm like, I'm not about to do no little, like, scam shit. It's stupid. He like, man, nah, because you just gonna report him. So it's not no big deal. Like, it's nothing. I was like, that's gonna be on my credit. He was like, on your credit? That's not gonna be on your credit. So me opening an account, putting it on my credit, is not gonna be on my credit when y'all don't pay the bill and you sell these phones. So he like, nah, this not gonna be on your credit. Like, you gonna be good. Trust me. Like, you think I would fuck you over? Me? Baby, you think I would fuck you over? You think I would do that? I don't even know you. Like, I really don't even know you. Last time I see you was like a week ago, and it was real rushed. Like, I don't know you. I don't even know your real name, Rick. I don't. I'm like, and I said that, I'm like, I don't even know your real name. You worried about stuff like that? Come on now, baby. You know me. No, I don't. And you still ain't telling me your name. I don't know your name. I don't even know what city you live in. I don't know shit about you. Like, all I know is where you're from, and that you in a different car than you was in last time I seen you, because clearly you drive rentals and you do iPhone scams. That's all I know. Like, that's literally all I know about you. But I ain't say the car thing or whatever like that, or the iPhones. I just say, yeah, I don't know you like that. So he like, man, you could ask Rod. Rod know I'm good. Like, Rod know I'm good for you. You think your bro would put you on to somebody that's not good for you? So I said, that's not even really my brother. Cause the fuck, you making it sound like this really my blood brother. The fuck, me and that nigga call each other a name, and we see each other when we see each other. Like, it ain't giving that. So he was like, man, nah, it's cool. It's cool. But just think about it. You'll think about it for me? You think about it for me? For daddy? For daddy. For daddy. I'm just kidding. Let me stop. But I was so confused because I'm thinking about, like, what he mean, I'ma think about it for daddy. Like, he's wild crazy for that, cause boy, it ain't never given that. I was just thinking like, oh yeah, this man done got me messed up. So y'all, after he couldn't convince me to get them iPhones, it's like his whole mood changed. Like, everything changed, and I was just like, all right, whatever. So he had asked me if he wanted me to take him. I mean, he asked me if I wanted to go home or whatever. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not really tripping. Because if you ask me if I want to go home, it's like, clearly you want to take me home, right? So I'm like, I'm not tripping. So somebody ended up calling him for real this time. And he on the phone, he like, damn, all right, I'm going to come do it. I'm going to come do it. So he was like, all right, I got to go do something real quick. He was like, and since we already on this side of town, can you come with me? So I'm like, all right, cool. So he ended up pulling up to where he pulled up to, and I stayed in the car or whatever. Y'all, tell me why. Next thing you know, I'm looking on my phone, and it's a girl liking up my pictures. So on Instagram, I'm not thinking nothing of it, because you know people like to spam people and stuff like that. I'm not thinking nothing of it. So y'all, my silly tail self, because when somebody would spam me, like, I would go back and like their photos. I go to her page and I'm liking photos too. I'm like, oh, okay, she's pretty. I'm liking pictures too, right? So next thing you know, she likes them back. So I'm like, okay, girl, we not finna be doing this. So I ain't go like no more back, because she had many pictures on her page, and I'm not finna go to her first ever photo and like I'm not finna do all that. So next thing you know, she DM me. So I'm like, okay, she didn't follow me, but she DM me. So I'm thinking like, okay, what's up? So I go to my DM, and she was like, you trying to be funny? So I'm like, oh, she one of them aggressive ones. Okay, I see where you going with this. So I was like, what's funny, LOL? And I put like the emojis, like looking eyes emoji. So she was just like, you get my baby daddy. Y'all, when I tell y'all, I was like, hold on, who's her baby daddy? I'm like, wait, what? So I was like, who's your baby daddy? So she was like, you know who my baby daddy is? So I'm like, no, I don't. So she was like, you're with my baby daddy right now. So I'm like, hold up. Mind you, I'm looking on the page. Rick don't have no pictures of his daughter on his page, so I don't know what his daughter looked like. And I'm looking on the page, I don't see no pictures of him or nothing like that. So she starts sending me photos. She just sending me a whole bunch of photos, like pictures of him sleep, videos with him and the baby, like all this stuff. So I'm like, what? I was all like, what the fuck? I'm like, Rick told me he ain't had no girlfriend, nothing like that. I ain't even know y'all was together. Like, I don't get down like that, whatever. So she like, nah, you already knew. He already told me, like, he was trying to get you to get some phones, and you be really just on some, like, you one of them ones he gotta do too much with. For one, I'm never finna deal with a dude who do stuff and feel it's gotta tell me, babe, in order to get this money, I gotta stick it in this girl real quick. Mind you, me and Rick ain't even do this. So I'm thinking like, what is up? Like, why would he lie? And then the fact that you would be okay with your man having to seduce a woman so she get iPhones for him is insane to me, because I wish I would. Like, my man better go, him and them phones better get the fuck out. So I'm like, get some phones. I said, girl, I would never get no phones in my name for him. Laughing my ass off. She was just like, so she started just telling me stuff. I don't know. I know when a woman come from a hurt place, sometimes we overshare too much, but I don't get it. So she telling me how she went to jail. She not scared. She'll beat my ass, all this other shit like that. But she telling me she went to jail with him. So she like basically telling me like, don't think you special. Like, you gonna fuck your life up too. And I'm just so confused, because do you want to help me, or do you want me to get away from him so you could be? I'm confused. I don't want them to, anyway. Like, girl, you could have it. So we going back and forth. She asked me what's my number or whatever, and I was the type, yeah, I don't like to go back and forth too much on text. Let's call me. Let's talk about it. So she asked me what's my number, so I gave her my number, right? Mind you, I'm like, she called me. I'm like, hello? She like, hold on real quick. And I'm like, okay. So next thing you know, she like, hello? And I'm like, yeah, what's up? Because like, why is you yelling at me? So she like, hold on. And she was like, Rick, say something. Rick, what the fuck? You better say something. So she was like, oh, okay, he don't even want to talk. So she was like, but yeah, are you still with him? So I'm confused, because I'm like, hold up. What's going on right now? She was like, are you still with him? So I'm like, what's going on? I'm like, where's like Rick on the phone or something like that? She was like, nah, he ain't trying to talk. She was like, but yeah, like I was saying, like I got his daughter and all this other stuff like that. Like, I'm his baby mama. Like, I'm his girl. I'm not leaving him. I would never fucking leave him. So if you thought you was finna take my nigga, think again. You stupid bitch. You lucky I'm on house arrest, because if I wasn't, I would come outside and beat your ass, because I know you in the car. I know he parked. Because mind you, when he came to the house that he came to, he did park down the street and walked up the street. She like, you lucky I'm on house arrest. I already know he parked down the street. She like, because I'll come outside. Yo, I'm like, no, this nigga didn't. No, he didn't. So he ain't saying shit. So you could hear them like tussling over the phone. Like, you could, and it sound like people tussling over the phone. So she like, yeah, like, and I said I would never leave this nigga alone. Rick, stop fucking playing with me, for you not have nowhere to sleep tonight. Stop fucking playing with me. She was like, and even if I did kick him out, bitch, if he went to your house for one night, he coming back to mine, because he's not leaving me alone. He will never leave me alone, and I will never leave him alone. So I'm like, mind you, I'm just sitting on the phone like this. Looking at the phone like, I know he didn't. He lucky he took the car keys, because I would have dipped the fuck out. I would have left, because I'm like, oh, this nigga didn't. I'm finna take all these motherfucking iPhones. But no, so yeah, so you could tell they trying to like wrestle for the phone and stuff like that. And I'm just like, it's a lot going on, but he would not say a word. He wasn't saying not one word. And I'm just like, what the fuck? This is so weird. And I'm mad, because I'm hitting a rod. I put it on speaker. I'm hitting a rod. I'm like, Rod, why the fuck you did not tell me? You had to have known, because what the fuck? And I guess how she found out is because she went through his phone. She sent him DMing me or whatever, like that. So not that day, but she must have, I don't know if she's, man, I don't know when the hell she seen it. Honestly, I don't know. So anyway, like eventually she ended up hanging up the phone. Like, they wrestling and tussling over the phone. She cussing him out, and I don't hear him saying nothing, but the phone wasn't hung up. So I was just listening, because I'm nosy. So I'm like, oh my God, I'm so annoyed that my Uber account is fucked up. I can't call an Uber. And I'm like, if I call somebody to come get me, I'm not far, but I am kind of far. So, you know, like, I was so irritated. I didn't know what to do. I don't want to hit him. So I'm like, I'm gonna just wait till he come back to He ended up coming outside, and he ran, and I seen her at the gate. Like, she couldn't leave. Like, she said she was on house arrest. So he running down the street, and he ended up hopping in the car, and he was just like, all right, you ready to go? Like, I handled what I had to handle. So I was like, because not him finna hop in the car and act like what just happened didn't just happen. So I'm like, what was that about? And he was like, what was what about? So I'm like, you gonna play dumb right now? So he was like, what? I'm like, can you take me home? So he like, yeah, I am about to take you home. I had to handle something. So I was like, with your baby mama? And he like, what? I'm like, your baby mama? He like, my baby mama what? I'm like, your baby mama called me. You was just in the house with her? That's her at the end of the gate? Like, the fuck? So he was like, oh yeah, no, see, look. All about that. I didn't even know. She called you for real? I'm like, yeah. He like, why would you give her your number? Like, she not finna stop calling you now. And I'm like, look, cause not you trying to go around it like, what, girls, you dumb? So I'm like, you didn't tell me you had a girlfriend. He like, I don't have a girlfriend. I'm like, then why would your baby mama call me? Like, you know, and you know what? Stop playing dumb. So he like, nah, that's not my girlfriend, that's my baby mama. But like, yeah, we deal with each other. You know how it is. He like, well, you don't got no kids, so you don't know how it is. But like, you know how it is. Like, we deal with each other or whatever. It's not nothing like that. But like, yeah, that's my baby mama. Like, I came to bring some money for my daughter. That's just my baby mama. So I'm like, bro, I'm like, take me home. Because this nigga is weird. Like, you're weird. But I ain't said, I'm just sitting there like, because he ain't gonna put me out the car. But I'm like, this nigga is weird. At this point, I'm over here like, yeah, let me block the number. But then I thought about it because I don't like blocking people's numbers. Well, back then, because I was like, I just want to, I don't know. I like drama or whatever. I don't know. So she calling my phone. He's like, yeah, just don't answer. She just gonna keep calling you. Like, you should never give her your number. That's on you. And I'm just like, no, he's not talking like, oh, like, it is what it is. That's really how he was getting at me. So we driving, y'all. And why he gonna tell me? He was like, dang, he was like, and I'm like, yeah. And she over here saying that you said that you had to, you know, F me so I could get some iPhones. He like, oh, I never even said that because we never even did nothing. I'm like, exactly. He was like, but now, I mean, since shit is blown over or whatever, he was like, can a nigga get some head? Y'all, I was like, no, this nigga didn't. So I was like, what? He was like, can I get some head or something? Like, you know, like, damn, I already gotta go hear it with my baby mama now over the shit. Like, I might as well get something out of the situation. Y'all, when I tell y'all, I was sitting there lost. I wanted to tell him, yeah, like, just pull over, let me out. But I didn't say that because I was like, dang, do I really want to get out right here? So I was just like, that's crazy. That's crazy. He like, what? Like, what's crazy? But I'm not gonna argue with you because it's not like you my dude or we was even talking like that. But you're still weird. Like, you're very much weird. So I was like, that's crazy. Like, that's real weird. I'm like, that's weird as fuck. So he was like, what's weird? Like, what's weird about it? He was like, no, my baby mom, she a ride. Like, she really a rider. Like, I would never just leave her in the dust. Like, that's why I came and bring her some money. He was like, but she getting her feelings from time to time. Like, you know, whatever. Like, sometimes I trip about people she fucking with, you know, but it's like, that's just how it is. Like, you know, but he was like, but she gonna keep calling you or whatever. She gonna try to, like, make sure, like, ain't nothing going on. But she gonna call you. He's like, just tell her, like, you don't, he's like, even if we link again, like, just tell her you ain't seen me. Link again? What makes you think we finna link again? That was the craziest part to me because what makes you think we finna link again? So I was just like, yeah, that's crazy. When we got to my house, he like, yeah, like, let's just talk for a little bit. Like, let's just talk for a little bit. He's like, so, you know, can I get that? The nerve. I was like, no, what the fuck? And I got out the car because at this point I'm gonna cuss your ass out because we at my house, bitch. You're in my house, bitch. So I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I'm like, y'all weird. Like, y'all weird as fuck. I'm like, don't call my phone. He like, man, for real? He's like, but if you want to make some money, let me know, because we could really do them iPhones. I must have closed the door. This nigga rolled down the window like, let me know when you get your ID. Like, we could really go get it. Like, if you want to make it about business, we could just make it about business. We ain't even got to do all that little 1-2 shit. Like, you know, it could really just be about business. Y'all went in the house, closed the door. Because, Rick, why is you yelling out your car while I'm walking in the house talking about some, it could be about business? So, long story short, Rick really didn't even probably like me like that. No, you know what is crazy? Rick did came back later in life when I got in a relationship. This weird ass dude really gonna hit me up and gonna say, look, mind you, at this point I still had the same number. He had randomly called me. I'm like, who is this? He gonna say, you know who it is? Who is that all hugged up with my baby? He recited the line from Baby Boy. He was like, who that hugged? Like, he was all like, is that the same nigga? And I was just like, this nigga's weird. And I was like, who is this? And he was like, this Rick. But no, for real though, who is that? And he kept DMing me like this, like, who is that nigga you with? What the fuck? Why he all up on my baby? The Lulu. But yeah, I'm like, dang, long story short, Rick probably really didn't even like me like that. He literally just wanted me to get some damn iPhones. He probably was like, oh, okay, bet she like me, cool, we finna get some phones. That's what we finna do. But yeah, it was not giving that. It was not giving that. But yeah, that's it for the story time. Did I run into Rick again? Yes, I did. One time me and Rat had went to their hood day. So yeah, I had ended up seeing him, but it was nothing like that. It was like, what the fuck? We didn't go for him though. We literally just went just to be going. But yeah, that's a whole nother story time because yeah. But anyway, that's it for this story time, you guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like this video. Like this motherfucking video. I'm just kidding. But no, for real, like this video. I'm not playing with y'all. Comment down below. Subscribe to my channel. If y'all got any stories that I mentioned, like again, I always say this, it's tongue tied. If there's any stories that I mentioned and I have not told, make sure you go ahead and comment down below and let me know, because sometimes I'll be forgetting. And yeah, but that's it for this story. I love you guys so much. I'll see you on my next one.